Hello. Hello, this is Robert.
Hello, this is Kate. I'm so happy to have you on again.
Yay.
You're my first.
Are we starting?
Yeah, we're starting.
Okay,
You're the
cool.
first person I've had on twice.
Yay.
So I'm super happy for that. And normally I ask everybody like, what was your first set?
Mm-hmm.
But since you've already answered that, I was gonna ask you today. Do you remember the first time somebody stole a joke?
You remember yours? It was yesterday.
I remember it like
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was yeah, those two influencers. I don't even remember their names, but they did the I asked my wife for a blowjob and she said, "I'm too tired, but you can, fuck my face." And I was like, "How long has this been an option for?" And they told that same joke, but just much, much worse.
Okay,
And
okay.
they were like, "Yeah, it's like I wanted some sloppy toppy," and they just
Oh
like
my
did a
god.
terrible job at telling it, and then pretended it was mine. And then I called them out and got a lot of views, got a lot of clout out of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was telling you. That's what I told you yesterday. I was like, I hate. By the way, I usually joke when I say the word clout. I just think it's funny to say that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't genuinely mean
No,
it
I
was good
know.
clout. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I forgot where this is recorded. You guys know I'm fucking around, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna be like, oh, he just wants clout. It's just funny. It's just funny to say that as a 31-year-old man, just to say clout.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know.
It's like, yeah.
That is
But
so crazy though
but
that happened.
that's what I was telling you yesterday. Is when that one AI, which is hilarious to say that like an AI Japanese lady stole your joke,
I
and then
know.
we made a video out of it, and it got really well. I checked this morning on Reddit, and it was like, how many? It's up to like over 1 million views now, right, on
Yeah,
Reddit?
it's so crazy and like
Because I can't see the views. I think only you can.
I'm so happy cuz like I'm so happy you're in Austin and you were staying with Phil and I cuz it was just kind of like one of those situations where I was like I woke up and one of my friends had sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the first thing I saw when I woke up, and I was just like, "How the fuck? Like, what?" I thought she was real at first. I thought it was an AI video, but I thought the girl was real.
Yeah.
And I was just like fucking spinning out because I was like, "What do I do? What do I do? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would somebody do this? Like, this is so fucked." And then you were like, "No, no, calm down. Like, this, you gotta like address it. Like, this is actually a good opportunity to like address it." And then also just like having you in my like me addressing it was like the funniest shit ever. And so I'm really happy that like you thought about kind of adding that last element to it where
Hello.
it kind of became a skit at the end. So
Yeah.
it was like, because I was like, I don't want to be like negative, but like I was in such a bad mood because I was like, well, this is fucked up, like that somebody would do that, because it was just basically my entire joke, my voice, my body movements with a different body and a different face.
Yeah,
And
and I
like,
think you handled it perfectly.
thank
At
you.
first, you were pissed.
I was
And
so
I was
fucking
like,
pissed.
no, this is good. Phil was like, me and Phil were like, you're about to get a lot of views.
It didn't even occur to me. So like, I'm happy you guys thought about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was also fun. I just had fun being a Jedi in your backyard. I faded
Yeah.
away. It was a lot of fun. I saw the
Yeah.
funniest comment on Reddit this morning. Somebody said, Rob, come to Texas. And I said, I'm in Texas right now. And the next comment was, Rob, leave Texas. And I posted it on my Instagram story and with a yin yang, and I was like perfectly balanced.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
so funny. But yeah, that is so fucked up that happened to you also. And like, I don't know. Like, I just think people are weird. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you try to steal somebody's shit and then like pretend it's yours? It's super creepy and
Well,
like,
it's mostly, if you notice, it's people who aren't comedians.
yeah,
Because, like, stealing a joke, like, very obviously stealing a joke, like, if you get caught doing that shit as a comic, it's like career suicide.
yeah, it
I mean,
is.
but also at the same time, like, I've been a victim of parallel thinking quite a few times. Like, when I first started doing stand-up, I wrote a word-for-word Dimitri Martin joke.
Oh wow.
And then I was watching his special, one of his specials, and I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I wrote that. Clearly, he didn't take it. I was like 3 months into comedy. And it was the
Oh,
special was like
wow.
from fucking 4 years ago.
Damn.
But I was like, my joke was like, if somebody ever says everything happens for a reason, you should be able to punch that guy in the face. And they'd
Oh
be
my
like, dude,
God.
why'd you do that? And be like, you tell me.
Oh, that's
something like
really
that.
funny.
Yeah.
But it is weird how that does happen too, where it's like you might just have a similar premise
Yeah.
or like a similar literal joke, like, and you never know. And it's weird too, because the joke that girl or person stole or AI or whatever.
Yeah.
When I wrote
Instead
that,
of they, them, it's Z-Zorb.
yeah,
The robot.
Z-Zorb.
Yeah. I was looking at Phil to see if he'd laugh at that.
But yeah, when I wrote it, it was like I was on a riff mic and I pulled the topic Roadhead, and that was like I didn't write it right on the stage. It was like a thought that came to me after. Because like, has anyone ever been mean to you in public?
Me? You
Yeah.
asking me?
And then you
Yeah,
like,
I can think of a couple times.
you know how like if somebody's mean to you in public, for me, like I never have a response right away. But then like 2 hours later, I'm like, fuck, I should have said that. And so that was like my joke, the roadhead joke. I was like, fuck, I should have said that. But then I said it out loud and Phil was like, I feel like that's a joke already. And then we searched forever to see if it was, and we couldn't find anything.
That's good that you did the the research for it, because I've done a couple
Yeah.
jokes like that. I'd like very early on in my stand up, I was like, there's been a couple jokes where I'm like, there's no way this hasn't been done, and like
Yeah.
like I think I wrote a joke where it was like, kids are like farts, you can tolerate your own but you hate everyone else's. I
Oh, that's
wrote
funny.
that, and then I googled it, and it was literally a Facebook minion meme.
Oh,
like word
really?
for word. Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, I knew it. So my writing level was on par with Facebook minion memes when I
That's
started.
so
And that's
funny.
why like all my jokes now are like, yeah, so my wife is blowing me, because it's just like,
Nobody can take. Yeah.
I hope there's no jokes about my wife blowing guys on the internet. That's a minion meme. So
Yeah.
I try to write about things that are more personal.
That's smart. Yeah. And I do feel like when I'm watching you, like a lot of your jokes do feel pretty personal, and I like it. And it's kind of like you're just like, you have a good style where when you go on the stage, I feel like you're like, it's almost like hanging out with you, kind of,
Hell yeah.
you know? Because I'm like,
Just want to be one of the guys on stage, you know?
no, it's cool. Like, because it doesn't feel like fake or like overly like anything. Like, because that's something I do where sometimes I'll tell my
Coffee.
jokes and I'm not being like myself or something. Like, I'm like being awkward or like anxious and, you know, not projecting my voice. And so I'm just an anxious person. So I'm excited to like continue to get more like
That just
comfortable.
comes with time, I feel like, doing.
Yeah.
I still am nervous and anxious sometimes on stage, but like at this point I'm just like, I kind of feel like nothing matters. Like
Yeah.
just not in like a sad way, but it feels like I've like been having so much fun with stand up, and I've done most of the things I've wanted to do.
Yeah,
So it's like now everything at this point is just a bonus. Like I don't feel it doesn't really feel like there's any pressure. It's like
for sure.
I've done, being on the road with Casey's been awesome. That's like, a dream to like
Yeah.
open up for a huge comic and, just, hang out in hotels with your buddies and just eat junk food and
Yeah.
lose fucking all your money that you made on merch at the casino and shit like that.
Yeah.
Comic stuff.
For sure.
But just stuff like that. Yeah. And now I'm just like, okay, well that, now it's like everything else is just like whatever happens, happens.
I love that. Yeah, that's a good way to think of it too, because like, I don't know, like there's just nothing we can only control so many things.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, why even worry?
You just have to, you have all the tools at your disposal, especially today. Like, the internet is such a great, place to get your shit out there.
Yeah.
It's like you can really, Austin's a great place to live in. And like, it's obviously good to really live outside of any major city for stand up, but really you can kind of do this shit wherever now. You can just,
True.
There's plenty of comedians who started with like a fucking tripod and a ring light, and now they're fucking selling out shows. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy how it works. But I mean, like, you guys have the right idea. You got a great podcast.
Thanks.
You're obviously get a show at Creek now. That's awesome. You guys are working hard out here, and
Yeah.
it just takes time. You just got to be ready for when you have the opportunity to move the needle.
Yeah,
it'll
and
be
you just
good.
have to take the opportunity, I
Exactly.
guess. And
You guys will be ready. Yeah.
You've been super helpful and just kind of like, I don't know, like you give the best advice to Phil and I, and we wouldn't have thought about starting that show if you didn't say it last time you were on, where you were like, yeah, if you want stage time, you just got to start do your own show, because then
Yeah.
you can kind of like
I'm looking at the flyers
your
back
stage
home.
time.
I'm smoking cigarettes. Like, those fuckers took my idea.
no, you're the best, and like you're like a little Jedi or something, like
I mean, a tall Jedi.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Tall Jedi.
I call everything little. I'm sorry.
You're like a little Jedi.
I say little and
Sounding my high school bullies.
no, like
You look like them too.
no. Oh no.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
I got bullied
Okay,
in high
little
school.
Jedi. Fucking playing with fucking lightsabers. Look at him. He's a little Jedi.
I know. I say that to Phil though too about things. I'm like, oh, you're a little like, I don't know why I do that, because like I don't mean it like that. It's just like a word I use too much, and then I call things cute all the time, or like I don't know, like I call like random older men, like if somebody's like, I don't know, sometimes I'll call people cute, but I don't mean it in like a sexual
You don't
way.
have to over-explain.
I'm like nice. I don't know. I'm
just
weird.
like nice. I don't know.
No, like I'm like, if somebody's nice, they're cute. I don't know. It's weird,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make any sense.
It's okay.
My dad actually used to get mad at me about that. He'd be like, "Don't say that about grown men. Like, that's weird." But yeah, I do really appreciate you though a lot, and
Here to help.
yeah, because sometimes I
My
don't know
work
what
here
I'm
is
doing,
done.
and I'm like, yeah, no, we'll have to
I
have
just
you like
disappeared
disappear
right
again.
now,
Yeah,
for real. Just
no, I love
the
it.
mic falls. I
I
take
s-
the mic with me. I disappear with the mic. Like, that was fucking expensive.
Yeah,
Why do you take our mic?
You're just back in Philly.
Yeah.
That would be nice if you could just
He
like
fucking took
teleport.
my PS5 too. I vanished, but I get to take whatever I want with me.
Another part of that Reddit thread you were talking about, I read it too, where some guy was like, Rob Stant exists between the space of in Texas and not in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is also like people were like, "Oh, this is a callback to this thing that this comedian did." Did you see any of that?
Yeah, somebody was like, "Oh, it's a reference to this," and I was like, "Oh, I thought we were just dicking around in your yard."
No, I know it's funny because people like look for meaning in things
Yeah.
that maybe isn't there, but then I'm like, oh, okay, maybe there was a similar thing at some point. But yeah, there's only so many ideas under the sun, I guess.
They compared it to a Will Smith movie. What was it?
Bagger Vance.
Bagger Vance.
Yeah, I
I've
need to
never
watch
seen
it. I've never
And
seen
it's
it.
got Matt Damon in it too.
Oh, really?
You should watch it on the plane.
Yeah. Now I have to watch it. I feel like that movie was just like it just like was created yesterday. I feel like they made that fly or the fucking poster. I've never
Yeah.
heard of that movie. I love both those actors, Will Smith and Matt Damon.
Me
I love
too.
both those guys.
Yeah, I
Will
like
Smith,
them.
big fan of what he did at the Oscars. No.
I loved it. Yeah. No, I would never. I don't condone that, but it was interesting.
You should, yeah. If you ever saw like somebody steal your joke, it'd be funny. Be like, keep my joke out your fucking mouth. Smack the shit out of 'em.
Yeah. No, I know. It is crazy that does happen a lot, and then I would always be like, maybe it's just parallel thinking. Like I don't know, but it
Well, yeah,
obviously.
that was the AI word for word taking your body and your jokes.
No, it was so fucked. So how did you find the influencer clip? Did it just come up on your feed, or like did somebody find it and send it to you?
I was in Baltimore
Mm-hmm.
opening for Casey, and Jim was there. We were both opening for him, and we were at the Admiral Fell Inn, which is a super haunted hotel. That's a different story.
Oh wow.
But I woke up to Jim waking me up like, "Yo, dude, like you got to see this." And I was like, I thought something was wrong. I thought
Okay.
like it was like something happened. Like it's like 9/11 too. I knew we were due, but
yeah.
something like that. And he showed me these influencers doing my joke word for word, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was people who listen to our podcast tagging both of us. They were like,
Oh, good.
Jim, like shows to Rob, and I was like, I was actually surprised how many people recognized the joke and were tagging
Wow.
us in it. And then I was like, fuck those guys, and I like immediately was like thinking of like just being like just calling them out. But I was
Yeah.
like, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta do it right. So I didn't. I waited till I got home.
Okay.
And I set up my tripod and like I wrote a whole like script for it and everything. So
Yeah, I watched it before we made ours because I was like, I want to see what Rob did, and, like how he handled it. I think
it works.
he handled
Follow
it really
the format.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I don't know. You're a very funny actor too. I know that's off topic, but
Thanks.
You're great at impressions.
I love doing impressions. They're fun. I do a good Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, you do. No, I
Yeah.
love your Quentin Tarantino.
good.
It's very good.
And that's all we're going to say about
That's
that. You
it,
guys
yeah.
fucking want one, don't you? Too
It's
bad.
so
No, I'm just kidding.
good.
I'll do Quentin later. I'm just waking up. I got my coffee. Remind me before the end of the episode. I'll give everybody something to look forward to.
Yeah,
Give him Quentin.
I love it. No, and
Speak
no,
a little Quentin for him, Rob.
Oh, have you ever like taken acting classes or anything, or are you just kind of naturally good at it?
Before I started doing stand up, I was taking like actual acting classes.
Okay.
Now I'm taking with this agency that's in King of Prussia.
Okay.
Outside like 40 minutes from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
They do like they sign people for like commercial readings and shit.
Oh,
They send
okay.
you on auditions for that. And there's good money in commercials, so like I wanted to start doing that, and I signed up for like their program, and basically like they put you through all these lessons, and like you do these classes for like, how to send a self tape and how to read for a commercial and all this shit.
Nice.
And like at the end of it, like if you do well, I think they sign you. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
So I've been doing that. I've been taking like classes for like commercial reading.
Okay.
Which I found out it's just 90% smiling. You just have to. I'm not a
Really?
big like smiling
Yeah,
guy because
yeah.
I just look like a psychopath. I'm just kind of chilling, but I'm reading these commercials, and I'm like, and then they're like, smile, smile.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and I'm smiling. And they're like, yeah, and be yourself. I'm like, those are two different things.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling. But it also taught me a lot. Like, I didn't realize how big of a deal like a first impression is. Like,
Okay.
because when you slate, like, you know, your slate, you like at the beginning of your self tape, you go like, hi, I'm Rob Stant, right? You know, and they say if your slate sucks, they're not going to watch the audition. So if you're like, hey, what's up? I'm Rob. They're going to be like, I don't want this guy reading for Snickers. He's fucking depressed or whatever.
Oh.
So it's like you gotta be like, hey, I'm Rob. I'm gonna be reading for Snickers, you know, whatever.
Wow.
And then I realized like 7 years later doing stand up, I'm like, oh, how many times have I gone on stage just like, hey guys, what's up? You know, like so now I try to be like, hey, like how's it going, guys? And I've noticed like the few times I've done that, my set starts so much better.
Really?
If I'm
Oh
just
my
like, what's
God.
up, guys? How's it going? Like they're like, oh, this guy's here to have fun. There's been so many times where like I don't even think about it. Like, I just go on stage. And I'm just chilling. I'm like, oh, like, all right, time to tell jokes. And then but if I just give it a little bit more energy, and I'm like, even in the beginning, not the whole set, just like, what's up, guys? You know, like, hey, how's it going? I'm happy to be here. You know, just a little bit more in that
smart.
first 10 seconds. But I didn't realize that. It took me 7 years later to take commercial reading classes to be like, oh, this applies also to on stage.
Damn,
you know?
that's so interesting, and that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I could use that because I don't give a lot of energy like on stage at all, and then like my I don't even know what I do. I think I'm just like, how's it going? Like,
there's nothing wrong with being deadpan. I mean, there's a lot of really funny deadpan comics.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get to a point where you want to have more energy on stage, I think it's good to get in that practice of just starting at least with like
a little bit of like friendliness, and because I am pretty friendly in like real life, and I am kind of like smiley in real life.
You're a very bubbly person, and you should definitely try to translate that more on stage.
Yeah, because on stage I'm like the opposite. Yeah,
it feels like a waste for you to do deadpan.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, and I think it's like it comes from anxiety maybe. But here, would you like another Zippix?
Oh, I'd love another.
Yeah.
What's the name of it again?
So these are Zippix, and I love them. I'm actually sponsored by them. You can use code Kait for 10% off, and they're just like nicotine toothpicks. And that's the flavor Sweetwood. It's my favorite so far, but there's like other flavors, and I'll give you some samples too.
I would love that.
Yeah.
These are legitimately great. Sweetwood.
Yeah. I love them too.
Hey, that's my wife's nickname for me. Sweetwood.
But yeah, it's like
Get it, Phil? Because my wiener.
I have heard though, like in social interactions, people decide whether or not they like you in like the first 5 seconds of meeting you. And you know, that I feel like makes sense too with like the being friendly or whatever up top, because I don't know, and I feel like I can like not read people, but like sometimes I can tell if like people like me or not like in the first 5 seconds, and I feel like subconsciously I'm like waiting to see if people are gonna like me when I meet
I'm like
them.
that all the time. I'm like, that guy fucking hates me.
Yeah.
I met him for 10 seconds. Like, what do you mean? Why would he hate you? I'm like, you saw how he said hi.
Yeah, like, well, sometimes, like, too, it's probably just, like, in my head, but then at the same time, I'm like, I do feel like I can read energy pretty good usually.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm completely off, especially with women. I want women to like me so bad that sometimes, like, I won't realize a woman, like, fucking hates me until, like, 3 times.
Chicks are hard to read, at least for me in middle school. Like, there were so many times, like, I thought a girl had a crush on me, and they were just being nice. And I was like, don't be nice unless you want to fuck. That's what I felt like in middle school.
That's so funny.
I was like, oh, she's being nice to me. Obviously, she wants to fuck. Well, I guess in middle school, I was like, obviously, she wants to smooch because my brain wasn't quite in the gutter yet. But
oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Mine
I remember
was.
I asked this girl out, Amanda, in middle school because she talked to me nonstop all day, like every day, and was like very like flirty too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like clearly flirting with me, and then she was like, oh, sorry, no, and I was like. What are we doing here, Amanda? What are we doing here, Amanda?
That's so funny. What were you like in middle school?
A little less fat. Probably. No, I don't know. I had. I was just really quiet and shy. So like, for any girl to like talk to me for more than a minute, I was like, oh, what is this? She must want to date me. No, I was just. Honestly, I was very like. Sheltered, I guess. Like, my mom, I do a joke about it on stage, but my mom really was overprotective of me. So like, I had all the video games. I had anything I ever wanted that was indoors. I got.
That's great.
My mom. To be fair, we didn't really. our school district wasn't necessarily the best school district.
Yeah.
And I definitely could have gotten, like, I was very easily influenced, so I probably could have gotten involved in the wrong crowds, to my mom's credit.
Okay.
But, yeah, I was very, like, shy because I never really left the house. And,
Okay.
like, when I did, I was, like, I'd get bullied or whatever. So I would just be like, oh, I'll just stay inside. And that's way better.
Yeah.
And then I started to come out of my shell in, like, high school. Like, I made an effort. I remember, like,
Nice.
summer 8th grade into 9th grade, I was like, I'm gonna be more out there. Like, high school, like you watch all the movies and there's parties and shit, and that's what you think it's gonna be. And you're
Yeah.
like, I want to be going to parties and stuff. And then freshman year, like, I had French class, and it was like mixed in with the seniors and shit.
Oh.
And like, I sat down next to this group of like senior girls, and I was like, hey, what's up? Can I sit here? And they were like, yeah, sure. And like, I had my backpack like one strap. I was doing the one strap with my backpack, and they were like, you're a freshman, right? And I was like, yeah, how could you tell? They were like, yeah, we know. And they were really sweet. They were really nice. They were like, kind of took me under their wing. Like, they introduced me to like some of the other like seniors and
wow.
shit. So like, freshman year was awesome because I was like friends with like the seniors and stuff. And a couple of them, like one of them came to my show in Baltimore. It was really cool.
Oh, okay. That's really cool.
But that's when I first started being like, all right, I'm going to try to get out of my shell more.
Yeah, because I think of you as a very like friendly, like outgoing person.
Thanks.
But also, like, I could see you maybe being a little more reserved sometimes. Like, I'm pretty shy, but I try to not be. I was in middle school. I kind of was like, my parents were getting divorced, so I was kind of going through like a bad kid phase, where like I was kind of in my like slut phase, and I really wasn't even that bad. Like in hindsight,
cover your ears.
Yeah. But like I would just like flash on my webcam boys like on AOL basically.
Oh yeah.
If they asked, and I just like didn't even care. And I just like I liked being a rebel or whatever. Then I got caught. My grandparents they found the chat history because they understood how to like look it up or whatever.
Yeah.
And
my
I was
mom
like,
found my shit before, and I was like, oh, I don't know. That's must have been a weird pop up or something.
oh, that's smart. Yeah.
So she's like, what's Brazzers? I was like, this. It's a virus.
Yeah.
I was looking up churches near me.
That's so funny. But yeah, I wanted my family to think I was innocent. So when they found that out, I was like, no, my whole life is ruined. And my dad, like, they printed out the chat, and it was just me saying how many times I'd done it or whatever. And my dad was like reading it to me, and he was like, why would you do this? Because he was really overprotective.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just thought it was funny. And then like that helped him like kind of like I saw a switch flip where he was like, oh, okay, this is probably not that big of a deal. I was still grounded, got my webcam taken away from my bedroom. It shouldn't have been in there anyway, but then in high school I was like pretty innocent. I would party and stuff, but like I liked the same guy from 6th grade until like the year after my senior year. And he never liked me, so I was kind of like very like focused on just like one guy who did not like me at all. And so I never really got into like any like crazy situations, luckily.
I used to go on Omegle as a kid and just like try to get like girls to flash me.
Oh my god, that's funny.
And it worked way more than it should have.
Okay, I don't know what Omegle is.
It was like you ever heard of like chat roulette?
Oh, okay, it was like that.
It was like that, except like chat roulette was somewhat regulated, where like like they tried to make it just like like actual human beings just talking to each other, like you join a thing and then somebody random joins and you just kind of like talk to him or whatever.
Okay,
but
that's
Omegle
funny.
was like you join just be some guy jacking off or some chick flashing her tits.
That's funny.
It was really like one or the other.
Wow.
So it was really like that was more of the roulette, I feel like.
That's so funny because like roulette I did use sometimes, but it would always just be a guy jacking off.
Yeah, I mean I think there was still a lot of that on there, but
I never got to see any girls flashing their tits. It's not fair.
Yeah. I sat through a lot of dicks to eventually find one like, and it was never the titties you wanted to see. Anybody who was willing to show them for free. So
No,
just
you're
like
right.
I'd like sit through a million dicks and then see like one like two gross boobs and be like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, it worked. It's
That's
just like
so
I think I
funny.
just had like I don't even think I used my face on the webcam. I just had like a piece of paper that said please or something.
Yeah.
And I would just sit there and watch and wait and
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
It was like it was the fucking it was so fucking stupid. And like I had like a PS2, I had like all this video game. It was like I had so much other cool shit I could have been doing.
Yeah.
And like I had access to porn and I was just like, no, I want to see gross boobs.
You wanted to see it like for real.
Yeah.
the realistic versions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I was flashing my boobs when I was younger, I didn't even have boobs, so it was just flashing nipples. Like I don't even know what I was doing. I was a late bloomer.
Still counts.
Yeah. But that is so funny. I wish you would have gotten picked last night. I was really
Oh, for
feeling
Kill
like you were
Tony?
going to. Like I just had this feeling, but
It would have been nice.
I
You guys
know.
said the funniest thing. You guys were like, yeah, usually anybody who stands around us gets picked. And then, like, the only people who got picked were the ones who were standing around you guys, minus me.
I know.
It was really funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. You know, I really enjoyed drinking 12 beers and standing around a bunch of strangers. So that's the bonus of when you
Yeah.
don't get picked for Kill Tony.
And getting belt buckles.
Yeah, I bought a belt buckle because this lady, this comic was like, guys, I'm selling belt buckles. I housed this one comic and he robbed me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, well, clearly if I buy her belt buckles, this will be good karma and I'll get pulled for Kill Tony. And so I spent $20. She was like, they're $7 each. And I was like, keep the change, kid, and gave her $20. And then I had 2 belt buckles. I was like, oh wait, I don't wear a belt ever. Like I wear like fucking gym shorts year round. And I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do this now? I'll bring it home to my mom. She'll probably fucking frame it and write a note or something.
Yeah,
my mom,
yeah.
like, anytime I bring something, my mom, she'll write on the back of it and be like, Bobby was in Texas. He bought this. She puts the date, like all this.
Oh
cute
my
shit.
God, I love that. My
Yeah, I
grandma's
want to see how
like
she's
that.
gonna do that on a belt buckle. So I'm excited. But I gave one to Ben Staub, who's also a Philly comic in town.
Nice.
Because he came over and he was way more excited about it than I was. He like started showing people the belt buckles. So he didn't even have a belt. He was like, "Look, wouldn't it look sick on me?" It was like so funny.
They were cool.
They are cool. I kept
Yeah.
one of them. I kept the one I liked more than the other, and I gave the other one to Ben.
Nice.
And he was like, yeah, dude. Like, he's like, maybe I should start wearing, like, you know, like I think I could wear this. And I was like, wow, yeah. I mean, yeah, dude. If you're really into it, do it.
Yeah, he should
Yeah.
get one. I mean, I don't know. I feel like belts can be cool. I don't really have any like that, but
I
you
bought
know.
a Gucci belt once just to piss
Okay.
off my mom because we were arguing about finances. So I wanted to, she was like, I don't even know. But how it happened, but I went to the mall and I went to Gucci and I spent like $400 on the belt.
Oh my
And
God.
I came home wearing it and she was like, "You're an idiot." And I
That's
was like,
hilarious.
just to make her mad. And then and then I ended up selling it for like half the value because it didn't fit me anymore.
Oh,
I got like just fat. I increasingly just got fatter and fatter and fatter. And then the belt, it was like this like goal. I was like, I'm gonna be able to wear that again.
Yeah.
And still was nowhere close to it. And I was like, this is just fucking. I could really use $200 right now. So
Yeah.
I sold it to my buddy who like he resells shit on the internet.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's his like job.
Nice.
He's like he's really good at it. He's like a reseller. Like he'll be able to look at like he go to a flea market and look at like a bronze statue and be like, yeah, that's worth like $700.
I
And
love
accurately
that.
like know how much it's worth and then go and like sell it.
That's so cool.
But I sold it to him, and he's a comic too, and I see him
Okay.
at like, you know, shows sometimes, or like, you know, at the bars and shit.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, sell that belt yet? And he laughs. He's like, nah, nah, still haven't sold it. But I think I sold it to him cheap enough where he was like, yeah, I'll take it.
I'll
risk
make
on
a
it."
profit off
Yeah,
of it. That's cool.
eventually. Yeah, I went over his house. He used to do a podcast about like reselling and shit.
Really?
And his house, it looks like a hoarder if they had only cool shit.
Wow.
Yeah, so he has like fucking stacks of like baseball cards and like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards and like
Damn.
I tried to sell him my Funko Pops and he was like, dude, I'm already sitting on so many of those. No.
That's so funny.
So I've been selling those on Facebook Marketplace and just having the most like like it's just so funny. Like it's like all my wife's like anime Funko Pops.
Oh, really?
Because we found them in our attic and we're making space. We have a baby due in May.
Yeah.
And we're making space for the baby. And I was like, hey, do you want any of these Funko Pops? Like, I didn't sell them without asking her. She's like, no, get rid of those. They've been sitting in our attic forever.
Yeah.
And some of them are worth like 3 times what we paid for them now.
What?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
great.
it's not a shit ton. We paid $20 for some of them. And some of them are worth like 60. So I've been selling them
Yeah.
on Facebook Marketplace for like 50, $40.
That's great.
And like, they're all like anime Funko Pops. And it's the exact people you'd imagine who'd buy them on Facebook
Oh, yeah?
Marketplace that pull up to your house. Just like the most like, and you can tell it's like the only social interaction they've had in like years.
Wow.
I'm like, enjoy. They're like, what? I'm like, the Funko Pop, enjoy. They're like, haha. I'm like, yeah. They're like, how do you know I was gonna jerk off on it?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I like all that stuff. I used to reupholster furniture for fun and like sell it. I'd get like old stuff and like I haven't done that in a while, but Phil also likes that type of thing where like he loves to watch people going to like flea markets and then like pricing out the things or like finding
Yeah.
things. And I want to do that too. I'm like, that seems like it'd be really cool, but then it's a lot of effort, I guess. So
It's a
I'm
lot of
lazy.
effort, and you have to have the space to hold all that shit. And,
Right.
like, I just I just cleared out like our office and turned into a nursery and shit.
Damn.
And I hate like having too many things.
That's
Like,
good though.
I
And
hate stuff.
you were
Yeah,
saying like you kind of like to do that type of thing, like go
very
through and
therapeutic.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
I want to be like that more because when I do it, I do feel good.
Yeah, that's why my mom had an organization business, and she, got too old to like really continue with it. Mm-hmm. So I picked it back up. So I'm running it under my name. It's still her. It's Spaces by Betty.
Okay.
And so she was initially the person who would come and like organize and shit. And I'm still running it under her name, but now like I'm the one who comes and I'm like,
I
hey,
love
like,
that.
yeah.
That's
I only
so
had
good.
one client, and it was my buddy who is a big fan of our
Okay.
podcast, and he was like, yeah, dude, I actually could use some help cleaning out my office. So it was cool. He paid me, and I came over and took some before and after pictures, and
Oh, I love that.
yeah, it was really sick.
No, honestly, like that's a really important thing. I feel like people need that because a lot of people don't grow up knowing even how to do it,
Yeah.
or like they just don't have that skill. Like I have a friend that every time she would move into a new place, I would always help her like go through her stuff because she was kind of a hoarder. And like she would just keep everything. So like I would try to like help, but it was like anytime she'd move again, it'd be like the same situation. I was like, oh God, like,
Yeah.
I don't think I can help her. Like, 'cause some people just don't know like how to do that. And I'm not the best. Like, clothes are my bad like thing right now where like all my laundry's clean, but I haven't put it away and it's just in a pile. And I like need to get rid of things and like donate things. So like that's something that like I really want to do. And it makes me feel better too when like have a clean, like organized space.
Yeah.
Cause like I think I subconsciously will just get stressed if it's like a mess or like I'm collecting too many things. Like I can literally like it makes me stressed at a weird level that like it won't get better until I clean.
Yeah.
So that's something I need to be better about. And I've heard too that kids, well, I used to be like a Montessori teacher for a long time. And like part of the philosophy was like children will like absorb their environment. So if you want a child who's like smart and like successful and all of those things, the best way to like facilitate that is by just having like a clean, like organized environment because
Yeah.
then their brains can like develop in like a more organized way or something. And so like, yeah, I feel like your kid is going to be really lucky because you are already organized and
Yeah,
you
I've been,
like to do it.
Yeah, I've been. My wife, she kept joking about like when she's gonna hit her nesting phase in pregnancy.
Yeah.
'Cause they say that like at a certain point, women they hit a nesting phase and they start like getting everything ready for the baby and all that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, she's due in May, and I'm like, when's your nesting phase coming?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like you've done everything, so I feel like I'm just kind of chilling.
That's
And I was
nice.
like, oh, cool. It kind of made me feel. So I was nesting, which is hilarious, which is really just I got a Vyvanse prescription, and I was like, must clean everything. Vyvanse, yeah. That's shout out Vyvanse. Use
I love
code Rob
Vyvanse.
at checkout.
I also take Vyvanse, and I got diagnosed later in life too. Because I remember you saying the other day you got diagnosed kind of later, right?
Yeah, I'm 31. I never got prescribed anything for ADD.
Yep.
And then my psychiatrist, she was like, because I also got put on some other shit for like antidepressants.
Okay.
And she was like, this is also a focus, and I took that. And I was like, yeah, not really. I'm not feeling it. And she was like, okay, well, we can put you on like an actual, focus drug. And she gave me the option. She was like, do you want Adderall or Vyvanse? And I was like, well, which one do you recommend? Because like my sister got super addicted to Adderall.
Oh, really?
And she was already a drug addict. She really shouldn't have had this script
Wow.
ever.
And they still prescribe it.
Yeah, so she was a heroin addict, which to be fair is the opposite side of the spectrum as far as uppers and downers.
Yeah.
But she was a heroin addict, and then she got prescribed Adderall for her ADD, which she just didn't have. And,
shit.
And then she lost her script and then started smoking meth.
Fuck.
And now she's in a sober living house in York, PA.
Okay, well that's good at least.
It is good, yeah. But I just, she's been doing that shit since I was in the 4th grade. So my
Wow.
mom's kind of been. That's another thing I've been going back and forth with my mom because like,
Yeah.
I just kind of cut ties with her. Like I just
Okay.
because I have, I was telling my mom, I was like, I have a kid coming. I have to focus on like that. Like I
Yeah.
can't be dealing with her.
For
So like I
sure.
was like, you can obviously. I'm not saying like you can't have a relationship with her. Go for it. But like I don't. I'm good. Like
You
I'm
don't
keeping my
have the
space right now.
bandwidth for that
No,
right
I have no
now. Yeah.
time or energy for it. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's only so much you can or there's really nothing you can do with somebody who's got an
Right.
addiction. And I'm sure that probably just like is really difficult. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it makes sense to be like, no, I can't right now. Like I got to focus on my child who's going to be coming to the world.
Yeah, it's
but that
hard.
must be hard for your mom too.
I would
'cause-
still take care of her. Like I mean, like if I had millions of dollars and comedy was going, 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
I would like honestly probably like pay for her like sober living and shit.
For
Like,
sure, yeah.
I still want to take care of her. She's still my sister, but like I just just like stay over there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like that's kind of where I'm at right now with it.
Was she's older than you then?
Yeah, I have a 16-year age gap between
Oh,
me and my
wow.
sisters because my parents had my sisters when they were like 17 and 18.
Wow.
Like two big oopses, and then my dad joined the army and was like, "Good luck."
Whoa.
But then yeah, like 16 years later, they thought they were done with kids.
Okay.
And then I was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was their last oops, and my dad was super excited though because he always wanted a boy.
Okay.
So I was the one boy out of my out of our family.
That's cool
And
though.
he was like, "Yeah, he's gonna play football and all this shit," and I was just a fucking little fucking gremlin playing video games and shit.
Video games are cool too though.
Yeah, I learned football terms through Madden. I remember one time I was
Yeah.
watching football with my dad, like the one time, and he was like, I was like, "Oh, they got a safety," and he was like, "How do you know what that is?" And I was like, "I play Madden." He was
Okay.
like, "Oh, you learned from your video games." I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
That's so funny. So you watched it maybe one time with him?
Yeah, I always, my dad died when I was 23, and I always
Yeah.
joke about it. Like, it's kind of sad, but like, we had a lot of stuff in common that just took me till I got older to like.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
the strippers I ordered.
Yep. So now you're feeling kind of like I do actually have these things in common
Yeah, it's
later
a
in
shame-
life.
It's a shame he
Yeah.
wasn't around for us to share them together. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about UFC. I didn't give a fuck about football.
Yeah.
And now it's like I love both those things. My dad loved both those things, but I didn't like
Wow.
them until it just took me. I guess I waited like till I got older,
Yeah.
And even when I turned 21, like I wasn't a big drinker. My
Okay.
dad was like, "How come we never go out?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just not like I'm not big into drinking." And then
Yeah.
he died, and then like. Maybe that's part of. Maybe I used drinking as coping for that, but like part of
Okay.
that was like, I started drinking. I started getting into like, oh yeah, I'll have some beers. Like after he died, so it's like really beer, football, UFC, like my dad's like favorite things.
Okay.
We never got to truly bond, like together as. And then
Yeah.
I got older, and I was like, oh, all these things rule. And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh fuck, sucks, but
That does, but I feel like he's definitely like still around like you.
I believe-
just
yeah,
based on like some of the things you told me where I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely watching over you. My dad died too, and I feel like I get signs like that
yeah,
as well. And also like when he died, I don't know what it is. Like this sounds super creepy probably, but I feel like there was like an energy transfer where like I became like more like of a badass. My dad was like a badass. I'm not a badass, but like I feel like I just like kind of absorbed a little bit more of like his strength or something maybe, or it could just be, he's not around anymore. So I feel like I kind of need to fill that role in my family or something where like
Yeah.
I want to take care of people and like, I want to like be there for them or whatever. And, but yeah, I definitely feel like, there is something with like our souls or like our DNA and we're just connected still. So
yeah. I think I'm a very spiritual person. I mean, I'm a Christian.
yeah.
But like, yeah, I could, I think, who knows what's really out there, but I think there's, I'm very spiritual in general. I think that,
Yeah.
like people's energy continues on, and whether it's the form of how they say in the Bible with like an actual soul and
Yeah.
stuff is, what I believe. But I mean, there's plenty of people who I guess are like agnostic is what it is or whatever. And,
Yeah.
They still believe similar things, just maybe not under the Christian umbrella.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's, I'm pretty spiritual too in like a little different way where like I do love God, I love Jesus, but like for whatever reason, like I feel really connected to Krishna. And my dad, when he was younger, would like, he was into like Eastern stuff, but I didn't know about it. And he did like transcendental meditation. And then when he died, we had to go through like all his stuff to like all his like online stuff, just to like close accounts or whatever. And his password was Vishnu.
Vishnu?
And that's like a Hindu god, and he never talked about it.
Yeah.
So like it was kind of weird. And then all these weird parallels too with like I was a vegetarian for a while, and then he was like, that's weird, I was a vegetarian, and then I got into yoga meditation. He's like, oh, you know, that's weird, I did that too. And so like all these just like little things, and you hear about that too with like twins that get separated at birth, end up living kind of similar lives anyway, or things like that. So I don't know, there's something there. And I also, sorry about my dogs,
No, it's fine.
they'll stop in a minute, they get crazy when there's new people, but I don't think it'll pick up on the microphone anyway if it's not too distracting. I know you also have ADD,
No,
so
it's
like
totally
I'm
fine.
sorry, but
I don't mind at all.
I did want to talk a little bit about sleep paralysis, because we have a very similar situation with that as well, and we both have like a trick we use. So I remember you said, when was the first time you had sleep paralysis?
First time I had it, I was staying at my grandma's house for the first time, and because we just moved into my grandma's house when she died. She left it to us in the will.
Okay.
And I was laying in bed one night, and I was on my side, and I felt something kiss me on the cheek, and then whisper "shh" in my ear. And I think I've told the story before on my podcast and other ones, but happy to talk about it again.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, that was weird. And then I rolled back over like on my back to go to bed, and I felt like a shaking, like my body was shaking, and then I couldn't move, and it felt like I was being like literally pulled out of the bed. And I was like, oh my God, I was like, I'm being possessed. I didn't know what it was. I thought I was literally being possessed. And I started praying, and then like I could feel my body start to come back down to the bed, and then I got full control over my body. And as soon as I did, I jumped up out of bed because I thought there was a demon in the room with me, like legitimately. So I jumped out of the bed, ripped open the door, and I ran downstairs. And my parents were both like, oh, you look like you saw a ghost. And I was like, yeah, I think I did. And then I told them the story, and they would just sleep down here with us. So I slept. They used to like, they had a similar setup like this on the couch where they would just basically like lay and watch TV until they both fell asleep.
Oh, that's cute.
So I just laid on the floor and like waited till, more like slept until I had to be at school the next day. Cause I was in high school. It was like,
damn.
No, I was in college. And it was terrifying. And yeah, and then I talked to my psychology professor about it because I was really like, it kept happening. Like very similar experiences. Maybe like there was one time, I didn't tell you this one. Okay. But I was laying on my stomach. Like, sometimes I sleep on my stomach.
Me too.
And you know how somebody crawls in the bed with you can feel the bed sink in?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was laying and on my stomach, and I could feel the bed sink in, like somebody was getting into bed with me.
Same thing happened to me.
And I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, my mom must be like coming to like hug me or something.
Yep.
And then I felt something. It crawled. I could feel the bed sink in, and then it laid over top of me, like it was laying on me.
Wow.
And I could feel, and it was breathing in my ear. I could feel it breathing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move, but I managed to utter. I was like, what do you want from me? Like, 'cause I was like, I could only move my lips.
Yeah.
And then it just said, listen to me. What? And then it started, and then it kept breathing, and then I prayed again, and then it went away. Yeah. And then I was like, fuck. So it kept happening over and over, like the scariest shit. Yeah. And then I talked to my psychology professor, and I was like, hey man, what the fuck's going on? Because like I Googled it, and Google's saying demons. Yeah. And he was like, he's like, are you sleeping in a new environment? And I was like, yeah, we just moved into my grandma's house. And he was like, the caveman in you from like, thousands of years ago or whatever, your like prehistoric instincts or whatever, are like, you're in a new environment. And way back then when you were in a new environment, your body, you kind of had to stay half awake because a fucking lion could come meet you or something. Okay. So it's like, that's like, your instincts are like, I'm in a new environment, I need to kind of stay awake. Yeah. Which I could see being true because like it's happened to me in like hotels and stuff, like new places I've stayed. Yeah. But yeah, I was like super fucking, it was just it doesn't happen to me as much anymore, but it used to happen to me like all the time. Like, damn. Yeah, it's just really fucking scary.
Yeah, so I have a similar situation where it would happen at my grandma's house in her guest room, but the first time it happened was at my mom's house, and it's an old house that she like renovated, and it's super fucking. It's from like early 1900s, maybe earlier. And so yeah, that first time, like I'm spiritual. I pray, like I would pray as a kid, but it took me a while to like become as spiritual as I am now. And I never would pray, so I felt like it, like I would pray before bed, but when I had sleep paralysis, I wouldn't think to do that. I would just be too scared.
Yeah.
Until like one time it was so bad and I felt like I was getting pulled out of my body by like demons or something. And I prayed and then they just put me down and like the whole thing ended. So then
That's
now
why-
it's like I just pray
Right.
right away and so fast, and like it's such a good loophole if you have sleep paralysis. Just
Yeah.
pray to like your God and it helps so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a loophole. I would say it's just more like, you know,
Yeah.
being more connected. You know,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, and that's a scary thing about it, where it's like, okay, if it is like psychology and it is like I'm sleeping in a new environment, why does praying to God make it go away?
True. Yes.
You know?
No, I know. Like that's the
praying
thing.
makes it stop. It's like, okay, well, there's clearly some type of connection.
Yeah.
Whether you want to call it evil and good or whatever, but.
Yeah, because we don't really understand dreaming still.
And there's like shit like people who like who trip super hard on like Robitussin and shit like that. They've seen the Hat Man. It's
I've
like
heard of that.
And it's like something that people like everybody sees it.
Why
so
are
it's
they
like,
all saying the same
yeah, so it's
thing?
like there's gotta be something to that. You
and
know?
ketamine, I guess they see the shadow people.
Yeah, well that's ketamine.
I've done ketamine, but not enough to have a vision.
Okay.
So-
I've only ever done weed, mushrooms, and that's pretty much it. I mean I haven't really
Yeah.
done any like anything else.
That's
but-
good. I've done weed, mushrooms, and I did ketamine because somebody offered it to me at a Willie Nelson concert when I was looking for allergy medicine.
Yeah.
And I was like,
What a crazy oh, you don't have allergy medicine, but you have ketamine? Okay.
yeah, I
What
know.
a crazy compromise.
Yeah, if you ever want to do ketamine, just ask for allergy medicine. I
Yeah.
don't know, but like
That's so
yeah.
funny to be like, do you have allergy medicine? They're like, no, but I have ketamine. You're like, close enough.
Yeah, well, I think it's part of like, well, I'm crazy and like my ADHD. I think I'm really impulsive,
Yeah.
and so like I have that in me where like I could just be like, sure, and like I don't know, the guy seemed nice or something, but like it was also like during the pandemic and it was nasal spray, so I just used this guy's like dirty nasal spray and was like, okay.
Yeah. People do cocaine with nasal spray and shit. You can do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that. That's crazy.
It's like definitely one of the more white trash ways to do it, I feel like.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
When you do mushrooms, do you like or when you did mushrooms, would you do them like with people or by yourself, or like what was your environment usually?
The times I've done it with people were way more better than by myself.
Okay.
The one time I did it by myself, I ate way too many, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, fuck. I knew I ate too many. I was like, anytime I smoke too much weed, I'm like, I'll sleep through it.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, with mushrooms, I was like, I'm just going to go to bed. So I went to bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night. The mushrooms literally woke me up. Like, I woke up to my room. Like, I felt like my room was laughing at me. Like, my room just kept, like, it was like a fucking bouncy house. Like, it just kept, like, doing this.
Like pulsating or
Yeah.
something?
And then, like, I was like, oh, fuck. And I remember trying to, like, hug my wife for comfort. And I felt like I was like climbing over like a mountain to get to her. Like I couldn't. It was like I was like Jordan Belfort in fucking Wolf of Wall Street when he's
when he's camping.
yeah, when he's like on the lewds. So like it like fucking like I was like, oh my god, this is it. I'm the first person to die on mushrooms.
Oh my
And,
god.
And I like went into the bathroom because it fucked up. If I don't know if it's like for you, but it fucks up my stomach.
Okay.
And I think it does that with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to poop.
Yeah.
So I went to the bathroom and I turned the light on in the bathroom. And my whole bathroom turned into a kaleidoscope. It was like all the lights, like I like
Oh my
couldn't see my
God.
bathroom for like a minute. I just lost my vision. It was like I could see the light, like I could literally see the light bouncing and like making colors and shit. And I was like, any other scenario, this would be cool. But I was like,
That's
I sat
crazy.
down in the toilet and just kind of like waited for it to end.
Yeah.
And it was brutal. But the couple times I've taken mushrooms, like I took mushrooms on the way to go see Weezer.
Oh, okay.
That was fucking awesome. And I was like, it was the only time I ever got crossfaded with mushrooms and
Oh,
weed.
really?
Yeah, so I took the mushrooms and I was like smoking a joint on the way to go see Weezer. And then, and my wife doesn't really do drugs either. And for the
Yeah.
sake of this story, I'm making this up. But,
Yeah. Of course.
she did it too in the story, not in real life. But, and she was like, it was funny seeing her be like, like we're both like, because she's like a very like, you know, she doesn't really do that shit. But
That's cool.
yeah,
That sounds like a cool moment.
it was fun. It was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, but that's like times like that are way better. Like, and I took him down the beach with like you know, my friends, and that
that's
was fun.
smart.
I like being outdoors with mushrooms. I learned because like
Yeah.
you see like you can see everything breathing. That's like
love
way
that.
cooler, and like just being in the fresh air. It's like way less. I don't get as panicky. Like
Yeah.
I can't sit and watch like be on mushrooms and watch TV because then the TV turns into 3D, which is like kind of cool at first, but then you're like, oh, this is too trippy. And I go outside, and I remember I was at the beach and I was looking at like it was nighttime, and I was looking at the waves, and I could see like. Yeah, I felt like I could see faces in the waves. Like it felt like the waves were smiling at me because they had all of the oil tankers were out in the distance. So you could see all these lights flickering from the oil tankers.
Okay.
And then like it felt like they were the eyes, and like the waves were like the mouths. It was really trippy.
That's so
and I was
crazy.
Like, yeah, it was like it was cool.
So you see kind of like if you go outside, you'll kind of see things. I never have done them outside. I've only done them inside. And I have had kind of a kaleidoscope type thing happen, but it wasn't because of lights or anything. I haven't taken a ton at a time either. And I haven't done, I'll probably never do them again just because like I feel like I've had good experiences for the most part. So I'm like, I don't want a bad one. But
it's one bad experience for me to be like, I'm good.
Yeah. And like my first one was kind of bad, I guess. But then like I feel like I'd always get an epiphany of something that I needed.
Yeah.
One time I realized that how I was a fucking dick to my sister. Like I was like, oh, I'm a bitch. Like I need to like actually be nicer. We're not the same person. Like I don't need to expect her to be like me. And then like one time I closed my eyes and I like saw my higher self, which sounds so weird, but it was like a kaleidoscope of like shapes and like a face. And I noticed my higher self, the triangle, which was my nose, was like the biggest part of my face. And I've always been really insecure about my nose. And I was like, oh, this is just like this is just like what I
like
look
an
like.
ego death kind of.
Yeah. I was like, this is just like my higher self. This is who I am. Like,
Hell yeah.
And I probably always have a big nose in like all of my incarnations. So then afterwards, like I had been thinking about getting a nose job. And then afterwards I was like, if I have to have a big nose in every lifetime, I might as well just have a smaller nose in this one. So I still got the nose job, and I still kind of want to get another one because people lately, like a couple of women have like been comparing me to like ugly celebrities with big noses, and I'm like,
they're trying to fuck with you.
I know it's working too.
It's not true.
I'm like, they're right. I should do it again. Well, it's been so fun having you on.
Thanks for having me.
And I would love to see you again anytime you're in town, and your wife too. I want to meet her. She sounds so cool.
She's the best. Yeah. And you guys are ever in Philly, let me know.
That sounds good. Thank you so much, Rob.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Big Metro Podcast.